Hey friends, it's time to plan another week, and not in this planner. This one is going on the shelf, and I'm gonna plan my first real full week in my 2021 Makselife. I'm so excited to dive further into these pages. I've been working in the prep part and the goal setting section for several days, a couple of weeks at this point, but I'm really excited to finally start planning. And also, gosh, it's so slim and trim compared to the chunky, fully used year 2020. So I'm excited to dive in. Let's go. I don't have a lot on my January calendar for this week, at least, but I do have a few things that I don't write them on my monthly spread most of the time because they just happen so routinely. So a few of those, I do a few, they'll be virtual, of course, but I do have a few commitments later in the week that I'll need to pencil in. And that brings me to this idea. I've used time blocking in the past, I've used it for years. It really helps me visualize where my time goes. And if I'm trying to make space for a new priority, or if I'm trying to be more consistent in something that I've set as a priority but I haven't really followed through on, this helps me see, where's my time going and where am I frittering time away. Honestly, that's a big part of my issue. So I'm playing around with the idea of bumping my wake up time. I usually get up around 5:30. If I get up at 5, that gives me time to be investing in my writing projects and the ideas that I want to do there, and still keep my quiet time. I just need to play around with this idea. I'm not sure when my kids head back to school for in-person instruction and we have to adjust our wake-up time because we have to travel. I gotta say, as difficult as adjusting to all virtual schooling has been, we have all loved being able to sleep in a little bit and not having to be in the car out the door. Anyway, so I'm gonna play around with the layout and how I want the week to look. I think I'm gonna go with a pen and highlighter spread this week, but I do have a few stickers that are just in the Makselife colors, which I might use kind of the way that this, I don't know if you could tell, but this is Makselife colors except for the brown, which is for time I spend doing school with the kiddos. So we'll see. Tiny Kate Plans is a new shop to me, but when I saw these on Etsy, I thought they were such a clever idea. She's got several different types of boxes, and then the circles are left blank, and so you can order tons of little icons. So I picked up doctor, I picked up laptop, I picked up a book, what else? A WordPress logo for when I'm working on blog stuff. I picked up a YouTube logo for when I'm working on video, maybe a film one, I forget, but I got a whole bunch, and I'm really excited by the concept. I think I'm gonna need way more of these flags, and I love that they include almost every Makselife color. I'm not sure which one I would put for physical environment, but it looks like the rest are pretty well represented, don't you think? one of my annual goals for physical environment is to do a whole house declutter. And there was some chatter over on the Facebook group about different ways to do this and different challenges that exist. I decided to kind of write my own. I've done this in the past using, I think it's called Home Storage Solutions 101. I think that's the name of the website. But the writer of that website sends out a weekly email challenge, which is really helpful, and it's fun if you do it with multiple people to all be doing the same area at the same time. But I found that system didn't quite work for me. You know, every house is different, families are different, the stage of life you're in. Like, I don't have a playroom or a set of toys that need to be cleaned up anymore. My kids are past that stage. But at this point, it takes me more than one afternoon to help each of them flip their closets for the season. You know what I mean? So, you know, I used to be able to shop for them at the end of a season. I would shop when everything was on sale, put it in a Rubbermaid tote bin, and then next summer it was like, surprise, here's all your clothes mommy picked out. Yeah, when they are, let's see, we're about to have 2 birthdays in my house, so they're gonna be 10, 12, and 15 in a matter of weeks. And that's not how you shop for them anymore. All of a sudden they have opinions and they wanna try things on, you know. So anyway, giving each kid's closet and room update their own week is gonna help me actually get it done. And then the house that we're in, we have different spaces. My kitchen is, it's a big kitchen and I'm very blessed by it, but it's not really enormous that it should take me a full month. But let me tell you, I decided to give myself a full month because you know how it is when you reorganize a kitchen cabinet. Sometimes you have to take everything out and it makes the kitchen like a bigger disaster for a little while. I didn't want to feel the pressure to do all of that in one day or all of that in 1 week. So by dividing my kitchen up into like 3 separate areas, well, and if you count the fridge and freezer, 4 separate areas, I think that's going to take the pressure off and allow me to do it in small pieces, make it feel really manageable. One of the things that I learned about myself during the 9 months of pandemic life that we've lived so far is that if a task feels big in my brain, I have the ability to shut myself down and just not do it at all, which is kind of silly because in most cases the task isn't as big as I think it is, and as soon as I begin, I realize it's not that bad and I can actually do it. So it's kind of I don't know, maybe I'm just psyching myself out, but one of the things I've learned is that if I take a minute to break something down really, really small and manageable and bite-sized, then I'm less likely to like put up a mental roadblock and stop myself from beginning. And once I begin, I can usually get it done. So that's the reason for the approach here. That's what this list is about. And so I think, at least to start the year out, I think this is probably going to live in my sidebar. I don't want to set it up as one of the habits because it's not quite a habit. You know, it might be a task. Some of these weeks it'll be a one-day thing. I'll just spend a Saturday cleaning out the garage, you know. So we'll see. know, this will fill in quite a bit as the week goes on. Later, I need to work on a menu plan, and I usually write, at least our dinner menu plan, I write that in here. I need to choose what habits I want to focus on. I haven't quite figured that out yet for the coming week. Really, when I pick habits, I try to focus on them for a full month. So that's part of the reason I haven't figured that out yet. And these spots this is something that I did at the start of maybe it was in the spring. Anyway, at some point last year, for a while, I used this sort of time blocking technique to help me with my planner. At the beginning of the week, I would sort of block off time. That's what these spots are for as well. The little blue flags are to remind me to spend my 10 minutes a day walking, or we've also, I've got a bike. I've got a few other options I can do. So those are to remind me to take a little time for physical movement. And these spots are to remind me to take a little time, something that's just for fun, just for myself. And then these are for relationship time, trying to do either one-on-one time with the kids or a family night, date night with my husband. And so I'm gonna try to be intentional in setting that time. I mean, hey, we all know things are gonna come up, best laid plans and all that. But I find that if I don't block it off and make the attempt to set the time aside, it's really easy to get to the end of a week and find that you've gotten in a rut of just, doing the same old things, and you haven't taken the time for the things that you've said are important. So I posted about my word of the year. I want to do what I say I'm going to do. That's part of consistency for me. So if I say that these are the things that are important to me, then I want to follow through with them. So anyway, this is just one approach and one way that I'm trying to make that happen. If you do time blocking, or if you don't do time blocking because it doesn't work for you, I'd love to hear about your systems. What helps time blocking, what helps with the follow through for you on time blocking? Or if you don't do it, what about it is the sticking point that makes you go, forget it, that's no good. Have a great week, friends. I'll see you later. Bye.